Hello, everyone. I can't believe I cleaned for close to 4 hours today. I really did not want to have to clean the rest of this playroom. I've been dreading this room. But you know what? I got it done. This is the last part of it. I spread this cleaning out over multiple days, so I'm just so excited to have this almost done. Well, in the video, it's almost done, but in real life, it's actually done. And I'm just so glad because that room is so much more usable now, and I can enjoy it, and my kiddo can enjoy it. We can find things in it better now. There's not just a bunch of little bits and pieces of random stuff. So, yeah, I am super glad that I got this done, even though, especially this part of the room, I was dreading the most, because it involves the litter boxes, and it was super gross. I found a lot of cat spots that had to be cleaned up. Now, those chairs are the only thing I need to still do in the room that I did not do in the video. Basically, I want to hot glue the little tennis balls on the end of it onto the chairs because they keep coming off, especially because the cat likes to rip them off and play with them. I need to get him his own little mini tennis balls to play with instead of having them from the chair. But yeah, so I filmed this, and then I filmed the cleaning of my master bedroom closet, and that one took about 2 hours and 15 minutes, and then this one took an hour 45, hour 30. Yeah, about an hour 30. And yeah, that was a long time cleaning. You see, I got Thundercracker there because the day I'm filming this, it is Thundercracker Thursday. Every Thursday is Thundercracker Thursday here. If I had a Thunderclash figure, it could also be Thunderclash Thursday. I love they have the Decepticon days of the week, and then there are some Autobots in there too. But we got Megatron Monday, which weirdly is very motivating to me because the phrase is, it's Megatron Monday, stay strong, my Decepticon warriors. And even though I don't think I would ever be a Decepticon, except in the maybe Shattered Glass universe, it's just very motivating because sometimes Mondays are tough, You're going back to work sometimes. It's a bit different nowadays with my own private practice, but it's very motivating. I love that book I just showed, by the way. I read A Crayon Story. Such a good book. Really great for kids, I think. It's about everyone tells this crayon that he's red, and he just can't make red. And then he realizes one day that he's blue, and it's just awesome. They had just labeled him wrong. Anyway, so we got Megatron Monday, and then Traitorous Tuesday, which is, of course, about Starscream, because he's a great traitor. I think he's everyone's favorite traitor. I don't know. At least in the Transformers fandom. And then we got Wheeljack Wednesday. There aren't a lot of bots that start with W. There's Wheelie, but nobody wants that. Nobody wants Wheelie Wednesday. Sorry, Wheelie. Actually, it would be interesting to get more of Wheelie's character instead of just guy that rhymes all the time. Or is Wheelie a girl? I didn't even know. I didn't pay enough attention to Wheelie. I don't know Wheelie's gender. Anyway, we got Wheeljack Wednesday. We got Thundercracker, Thunderclash Thursday. I like Firestar Friday, but there's also Frenzy Friday. I'm not a big fan of Frenzy and Rumble. As much as I love Soundwave, I do not love his children. What do we have? We have Sunder Saturday, or I guess it could be a lot of them start with S. Maybe Soundwave Sunday, Sunder Saturday, or Or should it be Sunday? Okay. Anyway, so this is the little area we have set up for my daughter. So that laptop is my old laptop, and it's so broken that it does not close in a good way anymore. Like if you try to close it, it just will crack the hinges even more and be more likely to snap off. It's already like hanging by a thread there. So we just keep it open all the time, and it's a nice little setup that we have. She did virtual school briefly at the start of the pandemic, and then we switched back to regular school because virtual school was just a nightmare. Like the teacher was amazing and good, and the school itself was really good, but like the amount of homework they assigned, it would take her literally all day and into the evening to do it. And that's not something we want for her. You know, we want her to have a life. This finally loosened up enough for me to finish cleaning the cat spot off the floor. But yeah, it's nice to have that little setup for her, and then like I can bring my laptop in and sit at that table there now. So that's really convenient to have. And we can game together. Sometimes we do like a drawing guess, sometimes Zero AD, sometimes Mind Test, which is the free version of Minecraft. And we like it because we can set up like a private server. We like that it's free, but we don't want her like interacting with strangers online. So, you know, she's a little young for that. So we want to make sure she's safe online, and we can kind of teach her gradually how to be safe online, but it's not something that's just like all at once we should learn, you know. I definitely think that's important. I think a lot of kids are not taught about online safety, and so you'll have people, especially with Facebook, people have started normalizing putting your real name out there instead of just using a screen name. And kids need to understand the importance of not using their real name, not showing their face online. You know, that anonymity is important. There are, you know, some bad people out there. Most people are good, and you can meet some really great people online. I definitely have. But you gotta be smart about it. And so we can slowly introduce her to how to interact online in a safe way. We've always been really clear with her in teaching online safety. Like we don't even post her picture online or put her on video or anything to respect her privacy. I know a lot of people don't really mind putting their kids on Facebook and stuff, but I don't know. Once it's out there, it's out there, and you don't have control over it anymore. So that's just the decision we made. That's right for us. You know, I'm not judging anybody else. I know that there's a lot of stuff I put online when I was a kid that I wish I hadn't. And I wish I had like understood better the importance of online safety. It was newer back then, so it wasn't something like as ingrained in parenting as being important yet, because I don't know. I think a lot of that was still not necessarily unknown, but less well known, and so I didn't have that benefit of learning certain things. I think like late in high school, I had a teacher that talked to our class briefly about it, about how you can basically find anything online once it's there, but once it's initially put out. But that's about it. It was kind of like the basic, like, oh, be smart, don't give away your personal information, and at least that was well known. So I was fairly good about that. I used like my first name, but I didn't use my full name or anything. Um, it's an important thing to think about with parenting. And then like I think it's good to be there with them in the experience when they're young, and so that you can model like how to act online, and they're probably going to have a lot of questions about how to do things online. So if you are even like the least bit tech savvy, you can do online things with them and show them like how to enjoy the internet and gaming in a safe and healthy way. Plus, I don't know. I think there are a lot of people that are like don't think real bonding can happen with screens, which is kind of a weird common thought to me. I mean, I think there is definitely a missing satisfaction in some ways. Like, if we just game all day, she's not gonna feel like we got to play much that day. But I think there can be some bonding with screens. You know, we can play games together and chill out and have fun. Yeah. Oh, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. But I think there are healthy and safe ways to adapt to this being just a part of kids' lives, you know? Because whether we like it or not, they are going to be using screens, using the internet, talking with people online that they don't necessarily know. So better to, have it taught in a safe way, I think. Get my music going. I filmed the first part of this while my daughter and husband were out, but they eventually came back home, so I had to switch it to more child-friendly music. Heh, heh. I mean like not 9 Inch Nails. 9 Inch Nails is great for my Tarantulas and Prowl playlist, but not so great for little ears. I think I switched it to my Megatron playlist at some point, and then my Soundwave playlist at another point. I can't remember when I did which. Yeah, there were just like a bunch of like little bits and pieces of random stuff on these bins I needed to put away. They just I collected them there as I was cleaning up the Playroom in the last 2 videos of that. I just kind of shoved them all toward that corner of the room so that I could deal with them all at once. Less running back and forth. Speaking of screens, I'm actually recording the audio for this in my daughter's room because it's the only free room in the house right now. But I can hear her little feet coming. Maybe she'll pop in, I don't know. Then I'll have to shut off the recording for a minute. Unless she needs something, then maybe longer than a minute. But she was watching something. So, kiddo decided that she wants to watch me do the audio recording, which will be interesting. I don't usually have her here for the audio. I don't know how much fun it'll be for her, but we'll see. I guess we do have a lot of stuff there. Not as much as some of her friends make it out to be, but I think they were saying, one of them was saying there were like a ton of boxes there of stuff. But it seemed like only a few to me. But plus, it's like stuff that I had when I was a kid, and that's just been collected over the years. Yeah, I found a pen over there by the litter, like in some litter, and I had to go wash it. It was so gross.
I know. That sounds gross, too.
This was by far the most disgusting part of the room. There was just so much like poop stuff caked onto those litter pads, those little silicone mats that we have, which I'm glad that they were mostly on the mat and not so much on the floor, but still it was really gross scrubbing it. But I'm glad that I got them all scrubbed up. I wish the cats would just, well, it's one cat in particular, but I wish they would just stay using the litter box instead of having it spill over onto the floor and stuff. My husband mostly takes care of the litter scooping and filling and stuff. But I don't know. It's not fun, but it's part of having a pet, is having to clean up the gross stuff. So I'm just like making my way around the room trying to get it clean and sanitary. And pretty soon here I'm going to be vacuuming up the litter that's spilled over the sides. It definitely makes it a lot easier having those mats. I think those were a good purchase. They've been really helpful. There was a lot of like junk in there to sweep up all over the floor. I think that's because we were doing some origami, so there were little bits and pieces of paper that we had cut off, and those were just kind of left on the floor.
We did it on Wednesday.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I guess I didn't want to like waste any gloves or anything, so I just kind of scrubbed it, and then I washed my hands after. I don't know. I guess that's just how I prefer to do it when it's like my own house. If it was someone else's house, I'd probably want to use gloves. It's one thing when it's your own household's germs versus someone else's. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that weird? My kiddo's decided she wants to share something about how weird our cats are. What did you want to say?
So I wanted to say that Enki like dips his paw in the water and licks that paw.
You heard it here first. The cat likes to dip his paw into the water and then lick the water off of his paw. Pretty silly. I think I've also talked about him before, like rearranging his environment. He likes to move things around where he wants them. Like, when he used to stay in our room, he would drag the food bowl over next to the water because he wanted it there instead of separate. We have a lot of cat-themed stuff in this house. It's funny because looking back on my Facebook memories and stuff, it seems like I was really obsessed with cats. And then my kid ended up being obsessed with cats, and I don't even care that much about cats anymore. I still like them, but I'm not as into them. So maybe when I gave birth, all the cat obsession came out, and now my daughter has it. But I don't know. Cats are fun. They're very interesting. I think my husband is very sick of cats. He doesn't want to ever get any more. He's looking forward to when we don't have any pets anymore one day. And I guess that will be kind of nice, not having to take care of any animals for a little while. Although I think if I lived alone one day, like, I don't know, if anything ever happened, I would probably want to get a dog. It's been so long since I had a dog. I really miss it. I love border collies and German shepherds. I'd probably get a border collie. I don't know, they're just so cute and fun. Actually, I would probably get some sort of big dog from the pound rather than like a specific breed. I might look for something that like has some collie in it because I do like how collies look and their personalities. But I would probably get some sort of thing from the pound just because, I don't know, I think that's what I would want to do. We tried to get a dog once with our cats, and they wouldn't give us any sort of insurance or like not insurance, but like they wouldn't give us any sort of assurance that the dog was cat friendly, and they refused to allow us to have like some sort of trial period to see if the dog would get along with our cats. So we took it home, hoping for the best, and it turned out the dog, like, probably had eaten cats before because it was like trying to hunt our cats all like quiet. It would try to sneak up behind them, and then its mouth was open, and then the cat would like jump away, and it would snap like it wanted to bite it. So we got to get rid of that dog because our cat's safety was more important, and the cats were there first. We're not gonna prioritize some new dog over the cats who've been living there their whole lives. Living with us their whole lives. Just about. Oh, look, Kitty came to investigate. He's such a good boy. He's like, what are you doing to my litter? Why is my litter moved? Put it back.
Where?
He's right there, see?
Oh, there's Enki.
On the side. He says, put my litter mats back. I put my litter boxes back. What are you spraying on there? Why are you cleaning it? I want our poop stains on it. I want it just the same. Stop cleaning it.
So silly.
Sorry, Kitty. But it's staying there. It's not staying there. But I will put them back. They'll just be clean. Those things were so filthy. They took a lot of scrubbing. He's still watching. He's really curious. He wants to know what's up. And that bag is getting full of cat stuff. I'm using these like really old dried out wipes because I didn't want to just throw them out and have them go to waste. They've literally been sitting in that drawer for years because it has been so many years since my kiddo needed any sort of wipes, but we didn't want to just throw them out, and then we couldn't like just give somebody an open package of wipes. That would be gross. So we had like a few packs in there that have been sitting there for years and years and years, and we just never had a use for them. And you know what? Finally, they are getting a use because it's more sustainable to use up the things you have instead of going out and buying more, even if what you buy is like a more sustainable thing. Although I think for like animal stuff, animal bodily stuff, I think it's better to use something disposable to clean it up. I don't really want to have to deal with like trying to wash something reusable for that. It's just, I don't know, too gross for me, I guess. Maybe you guys have some better options or tips on dealing with that. You let me know in the comments. There seem to be like a lot of stains on the floor from the litter, like dust that got ingrained somehow in the vinyl. I don't know. So that took some scrubbing to get up. What are you doing?
Jumping.
Jumping?
Yeah.
You're silly. Those are some interesting jumping noises. At least we're almost past this part, and then you'll get to see more of the progress. I'm going to get the floor really nice, which the floor definitely needed it. It was pretty filthy and dirty.
Yeah.
So it's so good to have this room clean. I keep thinking about that, how nice it is. It's really satisfying. Even though the cleaning is boring, having a clean space is just so satisfying. It makes it easier to relax in that room. When I go in there with it clean, I don't have to think about, oh, I still got to clean this part. Oh, I got to pick this up. Everything's just where it should be. And I can just enjoy the time with my daughter that way. Or whoever. Plus, it's like a cleaner, better space for her to play with her friends. So that's a good plus. We'll get a little more vacuuming up with the pile that I made. Usually we end up sweeping the stuff around the house. Like, it ends up in this room next to the litter box. And then it's a while before we end up vacuuming it up. But I think once all the rooms are cleaned up and everything has a home, it's going to be a lot easier to take care of each room. I still am aiming for, I talked about this in another video, that I saw this other YouTuber say how her goal was to put every room in such a way, declutter it enough, make it clean enough, that if company was coming over or whatever, that she would be able to clean that room in 5 minutes or less. And that's my goal, is to have the rooms clean enough, less cluttered, so that I can just get every room clean within 5 minutes and have it company ready. Now, I've really been putting off cleaning my own room and I guess the final touches on the guest room. The guest room's issue is just that there are too many functions we want in that room. But I've really been putting off cleaning our room, the master bedroom. Like, I don't know. I just find it more satisfying to get the common areas cleaned up, because that's what people are going to see and be using. And so it's more important to have that hygienic to me and clean and decluttered. And then also my daughter's spaces, because other people are the priority for me. And then like myself, and maybe this is like a parent thing, but like I don't prioritize myself as much as those things. So I don't know. And then I've just been putting off that room because the biggest issue is there's so much shredding to get done that I don't know. It's so boring sitting at the shredder and just putting everything through it, and then like going through everything and double checking, do I really want to shred this and have it be gone forever? So there's just so much of that to get through, but I really need to do it. So my goal in the next week, I guess, before I can film cleaning the room, is to get that done. Get all that shredding out of the way, or at least most of it, however much I can. I also have to wait for the shredder to cool down. So like I can't even just sit there and just do it all at once. I have to do a chunk of it until it's filled up and then let it cool down so it doesn't burn the motor out. I don't know. Paper is like the most stressful form of clutter for me, because you have to really pick of what you're going to get rid of or not, and then what you're going to shred or not. And then once you shred it, like that's it. It's so final to me. If I put it in the recycling and I think, oh, maybe I need this later, then I can pull it back out later, before it's recycling time. Can't believe we're almost done here. We got only like a minute more of this video or so. And I don't know, it's just so good to see this room getting put back together. Man, look how nice and clean it looks. So much more relaxing. I'll be back in the video in a little bit, and I can show you guys around and all the work we've done over the last few weeks getting this cleaned up. So yeah, it was a lot of work, and it definitely paid off. The room is so much more spacious now and organized, and even though it's not decluttered enough to my liking, it does fit everybody's needs, and it is it's looking way better. And I am just so happy to have it done. It's a great place to run and jump around now. Now, if only we can get that chair out, we'll be good. Back into the patio. Thanks, guys, for joining me, and I will see you all next time. Bye.